Okay, we are recording. So welcome, welcome. It is January 28th. It's my son's birthday. My baby's 20, so I no longer have anyone in their teens. And it's a good day. Okay. I think Megan, you wanted to kick us off? Do you want me to go ahead?
Yes. Sorry, just sending a text to other people from a line. Oh, there's some hopping on. Okay, cool. Um, thank you, Whitney. And thank you all for joining our community connection call. End of the month. There's lots of things going on. And so we're going to talk in a few minutes about the takeaways that those of us that went to Align had. And in a minute, I'm going to turn it over to Tamara and I'm going to ask some questions of Tamara. And you get to interview Tamara if you want to, because Tamara is knocking it out of the freaking park. And so I had a conversation with her last night that really kind of pumped me up. And I was sort of like, it's the third month of free reset. Like, how are you reaching out with excitement about that? And she pumped me up. So if you're feeling that way, then she can help you with that too. And then also, I just want to mention, I think we haven't like officially said this, but I guess we're all going to take part in the February bingo challenge that the Jewel group is hosting. Is that right, Whitney?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, because like, why not? The work is done for us. We've got the engagement of a big group and the prize is already arranged. And I just absolutely loved the last one. So start posting about it, start reaching out with excitement. I personally don't have the graphics. If any of you do, and can share them, that would be amazing. I just requested to join the group today. So I'm hoping once I'm in there, I can see them, but I don't have the graphics myself. So I haven't posted about it, but I really, really, really want to. So now we're all on the same page about that. If you don't know much about it, it's a bingo card challenge. They're going to kick off with the reset. Makes sense. Everybody's got these free ones, and then you do the activities in the bingo card, and I'm sure you submit it or whatever, and then you're entered to win a prize.
It looks
I,
like, sorry to
I,
interrupt you, but it looks like Stacy has something to say. She's
Yeah.
throwing up her hands.
Okay.
there is a post in the in the challenge group, which has the graphic that you can then share.
Oh, thank you. I think I did see that you did that. Awesome. Okay. And I, if you can't tell, I have a little bit of a cold. So when I saw you post that, I was like, is this our old dead group? No, it's the challenge group. Okay. Okay. So we can put it in info page and Wellness Warriors as well. Beautiful.
I'm
Would you?
sorry, I jumped on late. Are you
Yeah.
talking about Meet the Products?
No, what we're talking
Okay.
about is the February challenge
Okay,
that's
yeah,
coming up.
I got that.
Yeah. And then yes, we're, just a reminder, we are no longer doing our product highlight and our testimonies because corporate is doing those. So they are releasing you can find them on the Plexus brand ambassador page and we'll try to post them in Wellness Warriors also, but they're releasing graphics each week that are beautiful with the people that are doing the testimonies.
So there's
So,
a new link each week then, because I sent an old link to a client.
okay. And
So
it didn't
it
work.
must be a new link every week, right? Is that what you're saying?
Uh, I have seen where they're actually you can do one of two things. There is a new link that they're creating each week, or there is a link where people can just get registered and then it will send them the information and the link. So there's two options, but I'll tag you in it, Raquel, on our team page.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So that's that. Any questions, housekeeping things before we pick Tamara's brain? No? Okay. All right. So Tamara is always in her car driving her boys to swim, and she cannot get on another team call until March. So I was like, let's do this thing. Like tell me. So Tamara, you have signed how many people so far this month?
6.
And like, I mean, and you guys, like, I've talked to a bunch of you and you're like, oh, it's slow, it's quiet. That is normal. It's not you. It's just the way it is in January. So keep planting those seeds and they will bear fruit. A lot of people think they can muscle through with their new gym membership in January, and then they realize they need some help. So, how are you getting people to start their health journey now?
A lot of it is just loving people. I mean, I reach out when I feel like it. I don't have a certain like goal every week. I don't tell myself I can't go watch a show. I can't leave the house. I can't go start dinner until I do whatever, because that just doesn't work for me. Like, and if that works for you, awesome. Like I say, do it. My best advice to you is find what is authentically you, what feels good for you, and then capitalize on that, explore that, and don't let fear stop you. So like, if for me, I have made probably 7 lists of 100, and I have lists of people's names that come to my brain on sticky notes, but I don't normally function off the lists. I really am guided by who's coming up in my heart, and then that's how I'm reaching out. And I'm reaching out in voice messages. But it's taken me a while to figure out, okay, this is like what we're told to do. This is the idea, the baseline, I guess, as far as training. And that's wonderful. And I think that works for a lot of people. But for me, I had to take that and then go, okay, but what feels good about this, and how can I make that work? And so I say, if a list is what you need, then work off the list. I have lists, but I also pray about the people on those lists. So I ask God, honestly, for guidance as to who he would have me reach out to, who is ready, who is receptive, who can I help? And then I allow that, I stop and I just listen and I wait. And when that name pops up, then that's who I go to.
So I love that. And you have established a discipline of doing this, because like, if I were to do that, I am the person that she's talking about who's like, I have literally sat in my car, you guys, after Bible study and been like, Megan, you don't get to start the car and drive home until you send 3 reach outs, because I know myself and I won't do it. And I'll find everything else in the world to do other than send those 3 reach outs. And then I feel like I'm driving on clouds and I'm just like the boss because I did my 3 reach outs, and I feel better about myself once I've done it. So I'm the person that has to play those games with myself, but you are not. But you have established a discipline or a time that you feel like you're in the zone, maybe, where you do it.
Yeah, so I do it mostly. Most of my reach outs are when I'm huffing and puffing and I can't catch my breath because I'm on my run and I'm praying. That's like my time with God. And so I will, that's honestly when I do it the best. But some days I send no reach out. Some days I'm not reaching out at all. And some days I'll do 7. And I don't beat myself up at all. You know, I don't have you must do X during the week.
Right.
I'm doing the things. I post almost every day, either in my stories or my feed. I'm doing reels. One thing I have done that's changed, I think, the entire game for me is getting live, well, not live, but doing reels and doing stories with me just talking. And I get very self-conscious about that because I'm like, well, that's kind of boring. But at the same time, I didn't feel that people knew me, which is, again, going back to me working off a list didn't feel authentic to me. I want people to know who I am. And I was terrified for the first year of going in a story and speaking. I was terrified and I just didn't do it. When I started doing that, I feel like my business completely took off because all of a sudden it was like people got to know really who I was and they trusted my heart. And so now when I reach out to people, and the first thing I do is I say, I was thinking about you. You're on my mind. And I've learned to be obedient to that. And people have responded so incredibly well to that. I just met with a gal that I used to serve with at my church, and I haven't seen her since 2020. And she was on my heart, and I reached out to her and I told her that. And when I met with her, the first thing she said with tears in her eyes was, I was so hoping that what you said was true. But then I realized that I know who you are, and I knew it was. And in her mind, she told me, she said, I showed up here with the intention to tell you don't try to sell me anything, just talk to me. And this was at the end of our 2-hour conversation. And then she said, I had no desire to tell you that because you never did that. I never felt like you were trying to sell me anything. And I never felt like you had any kind of intention other than to truly reach out to ask how I was doing because I was on your mind. If you can find a way to be authentic to you and truly show people who you are, they will never, ever feel that you are trying to sell them anything. And they will never, ever feel that you are anything less than reaching out in just out of love and out of a true desire to offer hope and help. And that might look like Plexus, and it might look like sending them a dinner when their husband goes through surgery. Like, it doesn't have to be about Plexus all the time. Relationship building is key.
Right. So you're 100% right. But a thing that I got, and I've seen others get trapped in, is relationship building and calling it reach outs. So
Right.
when you reached out to her, for instance, did you mention Plexus, or did you just say you were on my mind? Like, how did
No,
that?
I mentioned Plexus. I told her,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. But sometimes sometimes I don't start with that.
Mhm.
But like, I also, one thing that so getting live, telling
Mhm.
people who I am, showing up like that, and then watching my stories very closely. I wish they showed on Reels who was watching your Reels. You can't see. I wish you could see who's looking at your posts. You have no idea. But
Mhm.
on stories, you do. And so oftentimes I will post a mixture of Plexus and non-Plexus things. And then I watch to see who's looking at my stories for just me, who's looking at my stories for Plexus. When I mix them up, who do I lose? Right? Who stays with it? If I do a bunch of Plexus things in a row, who watches them all? Then they go on a sticky note because now I know, okay, they're at least curious. They're
Yeah.
sticking out to me. So now I'm going to focus on relationship building with those people a little bit more so they stay in my feed. Then I feel much more comfortable and confident when I reach out to them that they're at least interested a little bit in what I'm going to have to say.
Right.
And I keep it very simple. Like, if you're curious at all, you've been on my heart. I don't feel like it's an accident. I don't know what's going on in your life. I would love to catch up with you and see if this is a good fit, because I guarantee you there is something that I have that could benefit your life. And I just basically leave it at that. And most of the time they're like, what is it?
Interesting.
They want to know.
I know, like, if I heard from somebody while they were on their run or out walking, and I have before, like Whitney sent me messages or whatever when she's out for a walk, and I'm like, oh, because then it's not a copy paste, like that you actually did just spring to their mind.
Yes.
They don't have a list in front of them. So that alone may be really pivotal. But I love that, like, being obedient, like, who can I help? Because we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But God does, or the universe
Mm-hmm.
does, whatever your belief system is. So you were terrified to go live in your stories. I remember because I helped you go live the first time. And so if you have not gone live in your stories, I want to tell you, like, that expression scared the crap out of me, and it does a lot of people. But I just went live in my stories right before we came on here. And I want you to know that you can watch it completely, like, several times over if you want. You can add, text or captions or whatever, and then press share or whatever that button is, then it goes. It's not the same as when you're going live on Facebook and boom, you're just live and everybody hears everything that you say. So you can screw up and you can redo it and you can make it the way you want before it actually posts. So if you are not in the habit of going live in your stories, then I would like to challenge you to do that. What
Can
do
I
you
say something on that real quick?
Absolutely.
Because don't overthink that. Like,
Right.
that is so true, but don't overthink it, because I would often do that. And even yesterday, I threw up a story. I had a Metaburn in my hand. I was going to take a Metaburn. And all of a sudden I was like, I am so thankful I don't have a headache. And I was like, Metaburn doesn't help with headaches. Or maybe it does. I don't know. but I don't have headaches anymore. And I always had headaches. And I was like, I should put that in my stories. I was on my way into the swim thing to go to the bathroom, and I was going to take a Metaburn. And I was like, I'll just put this in my stories that I'm just so thankful. And I really didn't even have any words, and I sounded ridiculous, and nothing was smooth, and it wasn't planned, but I did it. And then I went to the bathroom and I thought I should take that down because it didn't make sense. I just felt like I was like, whatever. But then I was like, you know what though? Somebody needs to hear what I just said. So if I take it down, I'm making a decision because I'm self-conscious,
Right.
and I'm taking the opportunity for somebody that struggles with a headache every day away. So I need to trust that what I said will be heard by the person that needs it and get out of the way so that somebody can be helped. Don't overthink this. Whatever you're saying in your stories, whatever you're saying in your videos is for a purpose. You must trust it, and you must believe it, and you must do it scared, and it will get easier. Don't take stuff down. There's a reason that those posts are there. If you're not getting engagement in a post, don't take it down the next day. You have people a month later like that post, and you don't know who's seeing them, because most of the time people are not going to hit the like button. They're just not. But it doesn't mean they're not seeing with it. It doesn't mean that it's not resonating. And I would never, I don't know, this is, and the Jewels might have a completely different perspective, but I would never take a post down, because I believe that in that moment, whatever spoke to you, whatever resonated with you, and whatever made you post that post, it is for someone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And be obedient to that. I
Yeah.
love
Be
Yeah,
obedient.
raise your hand if you have ever put up a post that you didn't think much of or didn't get any engagement, and then you signed somebody up and they mentioned that post. Has that ever happened to you? Yes. For about half of you have hands up. The other half, it's gonna happen now that I said it and I put it out there, you're gonna notice it. It happened to me today. I put up a post a few days ago about dandruff, and somebody messaged me yesterday. We got on a call today. She needs Plexus in the worst way. And she said to me, oddly enough, the thing that made me contact you was that post you put up on Instagram. Okay, first of all, I don't Instagram. I just double post. I get no likes. I have no followers on Instagram. I assumed nobody saw any of my Instagram posts. And she's like, yeah, I'm not on Facebook. It was that post on Instagram about the dandruff. And I was like, well, I'll be damned.
Yes.
So, yeah.
That's it. Post it anyway. Don't overthink it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not posting for likes and comments.
Yeah.
You're posting to be obedient to the passion that you have and the reason that you share this in the first place, which was because it changed your life in some way, and somebody needs to know it. And they won't know it if you don't post about it and if you overthink it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are in the business of helping people, and you are.
Yeah. Amen, sister. What do you wish you had done or embraced sooner?
Belief in myself.
Oh, good one. How did you build belief in yourself?
By doing it scared.
Yeah.
By doing it scared and doing it repeatedly, even when I wasn't seeing the rewards. By trusting the process of planting the seeds, even on the months where they were super slow and it seemed like nobody was listening and nobody cared. Right. Trusting that the right people, the people, were going to see it, even when I didn't have a bunch of engagement.
Right.
And then believing that I do have something to offer, because I do, and you do. Every single person does. Yeah. We each have an audience. We each have influence. We are inspiring people. We are encouraging people. We are motivating people. Every single time you show up, you're doing that.
Yeah. And one story that some may tell themselves, because if you don't know Tamara's whole story, she's lost how many pounds?
96.
96?
Yeah.
Damn, girl. Okay, so she's lost 96 pounds. So a story that you might tell yourself is, oh, she has had success, so she's got more credibility. She's had more success with the scale, so she's got more credibility than me. Do you believe that that's true? Do you feel more confident reaching out now, or do you not think that that's that matters?
Honestly, I don't think that it matters. I think that to some people, maybe they think that,
Hmm.
but I don't think that's the truth of it. The truth of it is that I felt so much better before I ever lost weight.
Yeah.
Like, I gained confidence. I didn't have headaches every day. I finally started sleeping at night. I was not bloated after meals, and my kids weren't counting the burps after mom ate dinner. Like, do you realize my youngest son once counted 205 burps in a row from me? Like, it was a game for my children. Like,
Wow. That's a
just
post.
like, right? It is a post. I should totally post that. But I don't believe that I have any more credibility because I happen to have lost weight. All of that came because I was continuous on the products.
Hmm.
And I don't feel like I have any more knowledge because I've lost weight.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
The knowledge is there. I had it before. The products are the same.
Yeah.
They're going to work for anybody that continues to take them. And if you continue to take them, I can promise you, you're going to see results because you're going to want to start to move, because you're going to have a better mindset, because you're going to be healthier across the board. And the mental is as much as the physical, if not more.
Yeah. And then how long have you been sharing?
June 2022. So just 2.5 years.
2.5 years. So I asked that because sometimes people will have immense success, like when they first get started. But Tamara has been, I mean, this month it's 6, but this is so not your best month.
Right.
So just know like that passion and that fire will show through. And I believe that getting live in your stories, or you're doing reels, and I'm scared of reels, but getting live in your
Me
stories
too.
and doing reels like that, you're right. That's when people see your heart and your passion.
Yeah. So then when you do reach out to them, they already feel like there's a relationship there. Even
Right.
those people you don't see or haven't seen for 5 years, they already feel a connection to you because you're showing them what you do.
Yeah.
And so the relationship building, when you're on your stories, you are relationship building with every single person that sees it, whether you realize it or not. So
Good
then you
point.
don't have to work so hard to do that in the context of a text message or a messenger message. You've
Right.
already gained trust. You've already shown credibility. You've already shown them that you know what you're talking about, that you're interested in helping, that you are living your life to the fullest. You're really enjoying the things, and they want that.
Yeah.
So many people are praying for the answers that we have.
Yeah.
So show them that just through your life, and then they feel like they know you. They already have the trust.
Remember that it's a gift. The last question I have for you, and then if anybody else has questions, please feel free to ask her. How do you feel about this being the 3rd month of free reset?
Amazing, because they just launched the revamped, enhanced awesomeness. And like, all these people that got free resets in November and December, and that's amazing. Like, way to go. But oh my gosh, y'all are the front runners, the ones that get the brand new goodies. Like, that's extra special. You're going to get to taste it before I get to taste it. And I can't wait to hear what you think of it, because this is so good. And
So
I've had the blueberry crumble, and that's delicious. Like, they've just leveled it up, and you're the first.
Right. Isn't that a different energy than same sale as last month?
Yeah. And like, oh my gosh, they did it in November, and then they decided to do it in November or December. And that was mind blowing, because for 2 months they had a better sale each month, and now they did it for the 3rd time. Don't miss out. I can promise you it's going to be a hot minute before they do this again.
Right.
This is your chance.
And we have a free challenge group if you like extra support.
Yeah, and it's $1 membership. Next year it's gonna be $19.99. Like, it's another $20. Like, do not miss out. I just create like an excitement and an urgency. Like, this is so special. You're ground level on this brand new reset that is the same reset with the same incredible results, but even better tasting, like enjoyable.
Right.
And
So
whatever you need to do to get in the energy
that's
before
it.
you're reaching out, get,
Mhm.
I don't know, maybe it's a walk for you, maybe it's listening to worship music, maybe it's a podcast, maybe it's spending time with your kids. I don't know what it is for you, but for me, it's getting outside in nature, it's listening to worship music, and that just pumps me up and it raises my spirit, it raises my vibration. And so when I reach out to people, my energy is high and I'm like, I got you. Like, I've been thinking about you. You are on my heart. I don't know how I can help you, but I believe that I can. Let's talk. And most of the time for the last, since June, people are like, okay.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you. And after talking to you last night, that raised my energy and I sent out a few messages. I just signed one. I've got another card out, talked to her for 2 hours today, and I've got another person messaging me right now. And oh yeah, and then there's another one that just signed up and wants to sign up their 18-year-old. So yeah, I mean, when you're excited about the gift that you're offering, it's a different energy.
That's the thing. You're not selling them something. You are offering them a solution, and you don't have to know what it is.
Right.
Don't
Yeah.
like insert yourself or presume, like, but be confident in what you have.
Yeah.
We have a gift that we're offering, and whether they're ready to take it now or whether they're ready to take it in 6 months or in 2 years, when they are, they're coming to you. And if they say no, thank you right now, keep loving them. Reach out to them consistently and just let them know the same thing. Thinking about you. How's this? How's that? Like, they will say yes, and
Yeah.
they are coming to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Tamara. Does anyone else have any questions before we talk about Align takeaways? Stacy.
I don't have a question, but it's just something that I want to share based on what you guys were talking about. But the part where people are watching and like you're thinking, oh, nobody's watching. However, I was sitting at a line and one of the speakers talked about the alphabet dates that he and his wife are doing. And I was in the back of the room. You guys, I can't even count the number of people that turned around, found me, pointed at me, shook their head at me. Like they're doing it too. So people are watching, even if they're not saying anything to you. So keep going. Just keep going.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Just keep going.
All right. Whitney, why don't you share your Align takeaways? Because Whitney's got to go cut cake for her youngest and family first. Don't miss the cake. So,
Oh,
yeah.
thank you. You guys, I just want to, I wish that all of us who have attended Align in the past, and especially this past one, could just like send a little portion of that energy into like through the screen and have you absorb it so you can understand even just like a little tiny portion of why we are so passionate about sharing this with you and encouraging you to join us next year. This is something that Brooke Hemingway started. She felt very prompted to put together kind of a motivational conference to kick off the new year, and she's stuck with it now 5 years straight. I've been to every single Align that she's done, and it's something that I will absolutely never miss. And you know, he has been to a couple of them and he will never miss again either. We're both already registered for next year. Here's the thing. There's nothing, and I know it might sound really bold to say this, but I don't believe there's a plexus training out there that's more valuable, at least for me, than Align. And this has nothing to do with plexus. The Align, it's completely like personal growth, motivation, self-development, like the most incredible motivational speakers, business coaches, even we had like a financial coach expert this year, but because, and why would I ever say that this is more valuable than a Plexus training? Because ultimately your success with Plexus in all areas of life, relationships, which is a huge part of your success with Plexus, is your mindset and your own relationship with yourself, really, ultimately. And I've never done anything that nurtures that and grows that more than these Align conventions. So the price you pay for attending Align, like, that's really less than you would pay to go watch one of these motivational speakers, some of them by themselves for an hour. And you get literally like just even on the general session, you get 2.5 days just packed from morning till, like, it's go, 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 one right after the other. These motivational speakers that, like, you would pay top dollar for some of these people to hear them, and you get the chance to just, get completely fire hosed with motivation. And it's just so much fun too. Like, we all make a party out of it, we all go out to dinner together and have so much fun, and it's just awesome. So I would actually like to offer to make a list of interest. I know Brooke did a 48-hour special, and some people jumped in on that already, and other people are like, well, I don't quite have the funds yet or whatever.
Whitney, it's been extended till Sunday.
Oh, perfect. So you can get in price wise, it's like $332-ish. And if you pay that now, the good news is, like, you have a whole entire year to save up for airfare, and we don't have a location yet. And I know that has stopped some people, but here's what I would tell you. You're gonna have to book a flight no matter what. You know what I mean? No matter where it is. And she is really good about picking places that are affordable to fly to. Okay. She tries to take that into consideration, is that it's a place that's got, accommodations that are suitable. And we had, like, sometimes if you want to room up with other gals on the team, then that can save you a lot of money too. So you can make this so affordable. There's really no way you can't go, if you plan now and have a whole year. So yeah, it's $9.97 for a 3-person ticket. So if anyone wants in on that, then please reach out to me, or you can even put in the comments that I'd like to, like, be on the interest list, and then we can kind of group people together and get you the best deals. But really, like, I can't say enough about this. I really think that, in all areas of life, there's really not much better that you could do for yourself than take advantage of this, and it will help your business in amazing ways too, if that's a goal. And maybe that's not even a goal. Maybe you just want, there's a ton of people that go that aren't Plexus, but whatever it is that you want to be successful in life, then it's gonna really nail it for you. And I probably took too much time already, but I'll tell you what, Rudy, how do you say his Rateskins? I don't know how to say his last name, but Rudy is, he was here 2 years in a row. Brooke brought him back because he made such an impact last year and people were begging to have him back again. But I gotta tell you, his portion of the training, like, just really was absolutely godsend for me. And I actually went out, I think I went out to use the bathroom afterwards, and I ran into him out in the hall, and I said, I just got to tell you, like, that was life-changing for me, what you shared this year. And I told him right now, I'm gonna, like, make a promise to you that I'm gonna do he made a meditation just for us, and I can share that with anyone who wants. It is amazing, but it just really helps you get, you're into a really good, like, energy vibration. I'm not sure exactly what you call it. I can't remember what he calls it, but so he made me look him in the eye, shake his hand, and he said, I want 66 days in a row. And then I want you to message me and tell me what's happened. And so far, we've done 4 days in a row. We're gonna finish on our birthday. We decided we want to finish on our birthday, but like just the energy I'm feeling now is just so incredible, like every day, and just kind of living on a different energy vibration. It feels so good. So that was a huge one for me. And if anyone wants that meditation, I can share it. So
Yeah, I love that because please share it. I mean, I did it and it was great, but I didn't know to do it that many days in a row. Tamara?
Will you drop it in the chat and or the comments of this recording?
well,
Yeah,
it's a
I was
file,
just gonna ask.
so I don't know how to do that. But maybe someone can help me that knows how to share a file. So yeah, maybe you can help me figure that out, Stacy. I'll see if I can.
Me?
Who? I don't know.
Person. She must mean Stacy or.
Oh. Oh, and put your name if you want to be on the interest list. I want to gather people together. Oh yeah, and we know it's the 3rd week of January 2026. She hasn't picked a location yet, but so far she's done 2 times in Scottsdale, 1 time in Utah, once in Texas, once in Florida. You're gonna just plan on buying a plane ticket. It doesn't matter. She's trying to
So
make it.
she did say, I think I saw today in a video, it will always be in the southern states. And she basically said Arizona and down. So you can rest assured that it should be in a place that is warm and sunny.
Yes, a nice little getaway in the winter. So, okay, cool.
So who's next? Bernita, Kate, and who else was there? Carol and Stacy.
I'll share next. I'll be real quick. So John Gordon, I don't know if you know who he is, but he is an author, wrote The Energy Bus, which sold millions and millions of copies, and other books. They're small books like that, but also one called Relationship Grit that he wrote with his wife. And Rob and I actually read that together. So that's just another thought. But one of the things that he said, and it's something that we hear all the time, but the way that he said it, I'm like, oh, that is so good. It's so good. So this is what he said. He said we need to talk to ourselves instead of listen to ourselves. So think about that, right? Right? When we talk to ourselves, we're saying those positive things. We're saying like, I am worthy, you go girl. You can do this. When we're listening to ourselves in here, we're saying not so positive things, right? And so talk to yourself more, put in those good things versus listening to yourself, which a lot of times is negative. So that's what I wanted to share.
Yes.
I can
Absolutely.
go next.
Okay, thank you.
2 things. First, anyone who knows Lisa Casey, I put Sarah Tui's song in my stories, and she messaged me that she grew up with her.
Cool.
Yeah.
Small
So 'cause I
world.
know she lived in Hawaii, so that completely makes sense.
Oh, Fooey. I'm like, who is
Fooey.
Fooey? Fooey.
Fooey, not Tui.
Got it.
And then the other thing, my biggest takeaway from Align was Erwin McManus and his 7 frequencies of communication. As he was going through them, there's like the motivator, the challenger, the commander, which is totally my daughter, the healer, the professor, the seer, and the maven. And he actually did a special for us, buy one, get one free. It's $22 for 2 tests to see which one you are. But I think most of us could probably figure out what we are, but the people in our lives, like I was telling my daughter about it and told her that she was a commander and why. And then a couple things since then, when she talks to me, I was like, see, commander, that's you. But Hazel, my granddaughter, not the commander. And I don't know what she is on that scale, but I'm like, we need to figure out how to take this test for a 5-year-old because they butt heads like nobody's business. But it would totally be helpful if we knew what we were and how we can help those of us who come to us for help, those of us on our team, or people who we're just getting to know and helping for the first time, just the way that we communicate with them. And I think it could totally change a lot of things for us.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Forgot about that one. Yes, I saved the link and I can share the link. It's in my phone, so I'll share it in the notes of in the comments of the recording for this. Who else? Carol and Kate and Kelly. Kelly's on the call still. Carol, go ahead.
I will tell you one of the things I absolutely love most about Align, and I'm going to tell you my favorite speaker in a second, but I just love getting like-minded people together and just kind of, I don't know, just being around everybody, the energy, just everybody. I don't know about you now, Tamara. I'm going to say you're right. We were talking, Megan. I was telling Megan, I'm like, there's Tamara and Tamara and Tamara. And I'm like, I say it wrong.
Think of tomorrow.
I worked so hard on it.
Tomorrow, you
Tamara.
get it right. Just think of tomorrow and add
Okay,
an A.
tomorrow. Okay, that helps actually. Sorry, because I said this to Megan. I'm like, I say her name wrong all the time because I second guess it in my head all the time. Anyways, just getting around. January can be just one of those really, you're having trouble kicking your butt into gear. And this is just really what I find, because I didn't go last year. I went every year in a row except for the very first one that was in Utah. And I missed last year. And as soon as it was done, I literally, and she threw up a QR code, go ahead, sign up. I signed up immediately last January because I thought I can't miss this again. It just gives you that, I don't know, I can get in a real slump in January, and it just gave me that positive energy that I needed. Being around, hanging out with these gals was also a lot of fun. We all roomed together, and that was a lot of fun there too. My favorite speaker, I had two. I love Coach Dar. I've known Coach Dar for a really, really, really long time. Like she was actually the coach in our last company, so I knew her for quite a while, and I could listen to her all day. But the one who really I can't stop thinking about is Inky Johnson. I could listen to him I could listen to 2 more hours of him. I actually referred him to a friend of mine who's involved in booking other speakers. I'm like, you've got to check this guy out. And I've checked out some of his YouTube videos. He's just a really good example of, you really given a little bit of a raw deal. Several times in his life, he's gotten a raw deal or something bad's happened. And he never lost that positive way of looking at things. And I honestly, I could listen to him all day long. So if you're looking for somebody to check out on YouTube to feel positive, and his stuff on YouTube's amazing. Inky Johnson, really good.
Yeah, I loved him too. I was just telling Mike about him tonight. Kate or Kelly? We're gonna go with Kate because she's got her camera on.
Okay, bear with me. I haven't been really feeling my best today, but
Oh, damn it. Kate slept
yeah.
with me, guys. I gave her my cold. And Carol slept on the other side of me. I gave her my cold.
And
Oh.
Nancy's really sick too.
Oh, good. I gave it to Nancy.
Oh my goodness. Just a gift that keeps on giving, you know? I have
That's
to
right.
say that.
Bye, Barb.
Whoop.
Happy birthday to Karen. Sorry, she has to sign off.
So my favorite would probably be Aniston that spoke. And actually Megan just got her book, and it's called The Universe is Hiring. I'm looking at my notes. So she talks about stepping into your purpose, and you know, we're all here on purpose, for a purpose. And she actually, one thing that I can't remember how she brought it up, but she said intimacy. She talked about intimacy, and she said, into me you see, which I thought was really a cool little thing that she said. She also said, when you ask better questions, you get better answers. And she talked about, will you be the victor or the victim? You can't choose both. You're either one or the other. A victor mindset knows what God is when God is at work, and what you seek is what you find. So Yeah, so she was one of my favorites. And also there was a quote that was said, if you do what you've always done, then you'll get what you've always got. And I just think that, I don't know, this whole thing was absolutely inspiring, and everybody that was there, like there was little things from everyone that I would love to tap on, but we don't have time for that. So, but I was thinking it would be cool if I snapped pictures of every person that was a speaker, and people can go on and go like them on social media and follow their stuff, so they can see it on Instagram. And um, what was it? I just started following. Is it John Gordon? He's amazing. So yeah, I guess that's my takeaway. And I started my year off with one word. They talked a lot about one word, to describe your year. And I started off with thinking that it would be, oh my gosh, I can't even think. My mind is all messed up. What was it? Whitney, are you still on?
No,
No.
she had to hop on.
We can come back to it. I've got brain fog.
Is it intentional, or is that what you switched to?
Yeah. So it was intentional. And then during this conference, I changed it.
Hey,
What's
no.
that?
It was worthy.
No, at
The
first it
intentional and then the worthy. Yeah.
Intentional. And then I decided that I was thinking about changing it to worthy, because for just the longest time, it's taken me a long time to feel worthy. So I was thinking I would change it. And Whitney actually was like, why don't we do intentionally worthy? So this was a really great eye-opening experience. So
Yeah, I agree. Thank you. Kelly, you want to go next?
This was my third time going to a line, and like they've all said, every speaker, every time there's something. Couple of takeaways that I had this year were Rudy, that they talked about. To have a revolutionary life, you have to stop living a reactionary life. And then the other one that kind of stuck out to me is Jordan Loftus. He said, the story you believe about yourself becomes reality.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I love that too. Yeah. So to kind of piggyback on that, one of my takeaways was that we have to act like the person we want to become. And one of my biggest takeaways from this weekend, it's funny to me how we all hear different things. Like Kate's, was become the victor, not the victim, and it can't be both. And that's so true. But for me, the question that kept coming up for me was, what part of your identity do you need to leave behind so that you can become the person that you're becoming? Because you can't take those things that you tell yourself, you can't take that with you and still level up. Like, you've got to leave that behind. So that's something that I've been wanting to journal, and I've never been to a line. This was my first one. So I was really impressed with the workbook. Every speaker has a section, and some of them were really with a lot of prompts and things. So things that you can go back and journal and reflect. So I really wanted to do that before I hopped on this call. but I didn't get a chance because I was signing somebody up, and yay, I'm happy about that. But yeah, it was pretty impressive. And I heard a couple of people say it's sort of like a mini Tony Robbins, and I've never been to Tony Robbins, and I'm glad that the hours aren't as long, but I can see how they would say that because it was a lot of storytelling. In fact, one of the speakers tells you how to tell your story. A lot of storytelling and motivation and some visualization, some journaling, you know, with soft music. And it is transformative. I don't know how you can go through it and not be touched by it. And I was impressed because I don't think it's any secret I'm a Christian. So I was impressed by how many people like mentioned God or quoted scripture in their presentations. And so that just felt in alignment for me, which was nice. So yeah, two thumbs up. Highly recommend. Yeah. So in light of that, we're almost at an hour. So let's go invite like a boss. Stacy, yes. Did we forget somebody?
Kate, no, but Kate had the idea for next Tuesday. So
Oh, that's right.
I hope she remembers, and I hope she'll share. Are you still there, Kate?
I might have given her the plague. She has. So what Kate suggested that we all do, because they asked us to like set an intention with a word. So if you have not picked a word for the year, which I have not, in the past I've done it, but this year I haven't really thought about it. Think about setting an intention with a word that will guide you through your year. And if you're willing, share it on our next call.
I just did this. I just did this on a run maybe 4 days ago.
Yeah.
And I had no intention of doing it. And literally through the act of doing what I do every day on my run, I was given a word, and I'll wait to share it, but it's clear as a bell, and I don't truly understand it, yet I do. And it scares me, and it's amazing at the same time. And I'm so excited by it because I don't truly understand all of it, but I know without a shadow of a doubt. It's
cliffhanger. You better be on this next call then.
Right?
Oh, well, I can't. So maybe I should share.
Okay. Okay.
So
Share it now and you'll inspire us.
The word is redeemed.
Oh.
And there's so many layers.
Yeah.
So many layers. But I see where we're going with it. And there's a lot of growth and a lot of release from what you were just saying about the negativity, what goes on in your own brain, the lies that you allow yourself to believe or not are the things that are going to level you up and propel you forward, or the things that are going to keep your feet stuck in the mud. For real. It starts here.
Yep.
Tackle this. You don't have to believe the negative that spins. And just because you have a negative thought doesn't mean you have to let that like spin like a top. You can stop that. And the first step is realizing that that's what's happening. There's a truth and there's a lie. Which one is going to serve you the best? And at the beginning, you'll have to make a conscious decision. First step, recognize the lie, that this is not the truth, that the negative I'm now telling myself is not my story. It's not the direction I'm headed. So how can I spin that?
Yeah, or not your story anymore.
Yeah,
and you gotta leave that behind. And the other thing that that kind of came to me in the last year was sometimes my brain offers me thoughts that I'm not proud of.
Yeah.
And then I have to give myself grace and realize, oh, it's just a human brain offering me that. I don't have to accept it.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll find so much growth just recognizing that, and then allowing yourself to marinate and ruminate on the truth of it. And even if it's a little teeny tiny step, that is a step in the right direction. And it might be a very minute way that you're able to kind of work through that. But every single time you do, the practice of that will make you that much stronger. And then you will come to a point, because I used to not be able to do this at all. I couldn't even recognize that I was having the negative thought. It was just what happened to me. And now
Mhm.
I realize that that is a human thought. Now I can evaluate and I can choose to change it or not. And
Right.
every time I've changed it, great things have come, and it's not been slow. It's been almost immediate.
Right. I love it. So thank you. So next week we will share our words, those of us that have not shared them. And we will go over the promos for February. So finish strong, and thank you all for hopping on. And
And I just add though, we don't
Yeah.
want to just hear your word. We want to hear why that word is going to guide you. Just a little bit. Doesn't have to be the whole story, but just a little bit about why that word is like, whew.
All right. Perfect. Thank you all. Have a great night. I'm going to stop the recording.